Good morning, peeps. Welcome to the 2019 Kit Challenge. During this year, I'm going to be hosting every 3 months a Kit Challenge. This month, during the month of February, I'm going to be focusing on building a counterfeit kit. In December, I spent a lot of time digging through my stash, working on UFOs, making page kits that I'll be using at a crop next weekend. And I just kept finding things that I loved when I bought them and I still love, but I'd either forgotten or they got pushed to the side when I brought something new in. And I really wanted an opportunity to use some of those things. But of course, that doesn't stop me from wanting a lot of the new things. So, like in particular, when the scrap room kit for January came out, I just fell in love with it. Isn't it so pretty? It's full of chamel and jelly bean soup, simple stories and whatnot. And I thought, wow, I really like that. But given that I'm trying to use what I have in my stash more, I thought I would try to counterfeit it. So I'll step you through some of what I have pulled from my stash to try to replicate the things that I see here so that I don't have to run out and buy something. So starting in the bottom right-hand corner, it's Simple Stories Freezing Season. Well, the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw that was the Crate Paper Snow and Cocoa. They released the collection one year, and I don't know if it didn't sell well or what, but they re-released it the following year, which I was so grateful for because I didn't buy much of it the first year and I loved it. So the kit from the scrap room had a polka dot print. I don't have a polka dot, but what I do have and did find was this particular pattern background with houses and cute little birds, and it gave me the multicolor that I was looking for in that kit. The back side of that was a tone-on-tone turquoise, and I didn't have a polka dot, but I had a snowflake, so I think I can make that work. The next one was a diagonal stripe. I don't have a diagonal stripe, but I do have a plaid that I think I can use to mimic that diagonal stripe. And if I actually want real stripes, I also found this one that I can use as stripes. The back of that was another turquoise, dark turquoise, which I don't have, but what I did have was a lighter turquoise, so I think I can make that work as a tone-on-tone sort of solid. And then the back of that was a pink, like a knit pattern. I didn't have that, but I have this with chevrons. I think that'll do nicely. And if I wanted something a little different in the pink color range, I found a polka dot. And the back of that was cut-aparts, and so I found the cut-aparts from the Snow and Cocoa line. I think I can make that work fairly easily. I did find within my collection also the chipboard. The kit came with the sticker sheet, but I don't have the sticker sheet. I think the chipboard will do nicely. I have some tiny word stickers, and I have some puffy stickers. I think I got a lot of those at Tuesday morning. Anyway, I think I can make that work to replicate the Freezing Season from Simple Stories. The next collection that I looked to replicate was the one here in the bottom left-hand corner, which is Jelly Bean Soup, You Make Me So Happy. And so I went about this a couple different ways. You can look at the same manufacturer because they tend to have similar styles throughout their collections. You can look at a color palette, or you can look at the designs on the paper. So I'll show you a couple ways that I'm going to try to replicate this one. The first way, I went with the Jelly Bean Soup collection. This is the Bowl of Dreams collection. I didn't have a flower, but I had a dream catcher which has circular elements to it that I think will work. The back of it was a pink tone-on-tone, so I found that one. The next one was a yellow. I didn't really have a yellow that matched this collection. There isn't really a lot of yellow in it, more of a golden color, but I found an orange that I think I can make work. The back of that paper was sort of a floral design, wispy in a turquoise color. Probably the hardest thing I found to replicate in the collection. It's just not all that common. But I found cameras. It's an all-over print. I think I can make that work. The next print was a turquoise polka dots, and theirs was multicolored, but this one is a solid polka dot, and I think I can work within that. And then the last one was a green floral. I didn't really have anything that looked like a green leaf collection, but I did have this one that was in the same color range. And if I wanted a different turquoise, I came up with this one. And I pulled the cut-apart sheet because I don't really have a lot of embellishments from this collection, but I think I can make the cut-apart sheet work just fine for me. So that's working within the same Jelly Bean Soup manufacturer as the original collection. But then I thought maybe I can look at something different, and I looked at the flowers, and the flowers sort of sparked an idea in me because I was going through stuff. I found this one from Shamal. This is her Little by Little collection, but I've always loved this floral print. It looks fairly similar, and the colors are close to what's in the miso soup collection. The back of it's a pink tone on tone, so I have this one. And this collection has more of a golden yellow than sort of that lime green, lemon yellow color, so I'll make that work. Again, that wispy floral was difficult, but I found this one in the same color tones. And then as far as polka dots goes, polka dots were hard in this particular collection to come across. But I did find this one that has cameras on it that's, the same color frame, and the leaves just weren't anywhere to be found. So I pulled this one that has the same greens and blues in it as the rest of the collection. I pulled this one because I can use it as a stripe, I can use it as a focal point, use it for a lot of different things, so it seemed to be very versatile for me. I pulled this one, sorry for the glare on it. This is a navy blue that has a gold foil floral print on it. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but I just thought it would be fun to throw in. And then again, because I don't have a lot of coordinating embellishments for this, I pulled a lot of this from paper pad. I pulled the cut apart sheet, both of them, and then I pulled this feather print just because it kind of gave, at least in my mind, the same wispy feeling as the turquoise floral that was hard for me to replicate. So I'm going to see what I can do with it. Way outside of my comfort zone, not the same manufacturer, not even close to the same style. Colors were close, so we'll see if we can make it work. One last one for this was Basic Gray. I came across Fresh Cut from Basic Gray in my hoard. And the flowers and the colors are similar. This one has pink background. This is a floral that has sort of that lime green background to it, so I pulled both because I don't really know which way I'm going to go with this. Pink tone on tone. I found a couple of different pink tone on tones depending on which of these first two that I pull. One of these will work better than others. I did find the lime green in this tone on tone and also in this gingham print. That wispy again is going to get me every time, but I found this one that's sort of an all over print that might be able to work. Turquoise polka dots, I didn't really have a lot of turquoise polka dots, but I had this one that's polka dots on a more neutral background. These are raindrops, polka dots, raindrops, kind of the same. And then the green leaf print, I had this one in a turquoise and sort of a water print turquoise, just as sort of an all-over design. I don't know how well I'll be able to make it work, and I'll pull embellishments as I go, but I came across it and I thought, why not give it a try? The worst thing that happens is I put paper back in my stash that was previously sitting in my stash. I've lost nothing. So the next collection that I wanted to try to replicate was in the top right-hand corner, and honestly, I apologize. I don't really even know who this collection makes this collection. Kind of looks, I don't know. I really have no idea. American Crafts maybe. But it evoked in me the same feeling that I got when I looked at some of my older Basic Gray. And so I went digging through it, and I came across the Grand Bazaar collection that I think is going to work really well for me to replicate this collection without running out and buying it. So the first print was a large geometric type print, and the first one I found was this one, and this is way out of my comfort zone. My goodness, that's a huge print. I don't really know how I'll use it, but it sort of evoked the same feeling, so maybe I'll try. There was also this one that's on a much lighter background, but that same all-over type of print. And then this one that's on more of an indigo background, but has a floral print to it. And then finally this one that, I apologize if it hurts your eyes, this one that has, again, the all-over print. I think I can make one of those work. The background was a tone-on-tone yellow, so I came across this tone-on-tone yellow, or potentially this tone-on-tone yellow to make it work. The next one was, excuse me, a turquoise, so I found this turquoise that could possibly work for me. And then I also found this turquoise that I think I can make work in a lighter color range. The back of that paper was an all-over design that I couldn't really see too well in the picture, but I pulled this one as an all-over design. I don't know if I'll use it, but we'll give it a shot. The last paper in the Scrap Room collection here was black and turquoise print. This collection I didn't have a black and turquoise print, but I had an indigo and turquoise print that I pulled and hopeful to be able to use. And the back of that was a black and white stripe, which I also don't have, but I have this geometric print, so I apologize if it hurts your eyes, so I'll cover it quickly, or a black solid. And then I did find a multicolor stripe. I always like to have a multicolor stripe for small delineating bits and other sorts of things. So I just went ahead and threw it in. I think this one comes fairly close to the same type of feel as this kit originally had, and I do have some pictures from South and Central America that I think I can make work with this. So I'm real excited to give it a shot. I'm going to a crop next weekend. Let's see if I can make something happen. The last one, and the one I think I was the most excited about, was this one. It is the Shimelle Head in the Clouds collection. It's brand new. It has a beautiful periwinkle blue in it that's just not all that common in our scrap world. And I was real excited to see if I couldn't pull something out. I actually pulled 3 different collections to see if I could evoke the same color palette, the same design style, and the same manufacturer. So I'll show you what I've got. The first one that I pulled was actually from Dear Lizzie. I think it's Lucky Day? No, not Lucky Day. Happy Day? I don't remember. I'm very bad with collection names. I apologize. But the floral print looked somewhat similar to what was there, so I thought I'd give it a shot. The back is a tone-on-tone, which I had a hard time coming up with, but I came up with a more neutral like this. They did have a camera print, which was in the Shimelle collection. In the back of the camera print was polka dots, and so this is not so tone-on-tone, but it is polka dots. For more of a tone-on-tone look, I found this one that I think will work. And then the last one was a striped paper, which was not in this collection, or at least not in the paper pad I had for this collection. So I pulled out more of a geometric print like this, and then the back of it was a navy blue. So again, I don't really know if I'll be able to make it work, but I figured I'd challenge myself to see if I could. I apologize if I'm a little out of focus. I've got some new lights and a new setup here, so I'm working through it. I'm not 100% comfortable with it, so let's see what we can do here. The next collection that I pulled out was really, it's a Shimelle collection. So being a Shimelle collection, it should have a similar design style to it that I'm hoping that I can get away with as I work through all of this. Now, this one didn't necessarily have, this is her Glitter Girl collection. And so I didn't really have a very nice floral pattern to start this out with, but I did pull something that I think will work for me. Well, it's not a blue floral. This is a darker floral that I'm used to working with, so I don't know how it'll go. I don't have periwinkle, but I had turquoise, so a nice tone-on-tone turquoise pattern there. She does like cameras, so there was cameras in this collection. I went ahead and pulled that out. And I did find a nice tone-on-tone pink polka dots that I think can make work. And if I don't want polka dots, I found pink tone-on-tone words, text print. There was a striped paper that it looked very similar to the one in the Head in the Clouds collection. And it had a dark blue background, or dark blue on the back side of it, which was tone-on-tone. This one has stars, not quite as tone-on-tone, but I'm going to try. And then just because I like stripes, I pulled this one as an option for stripes, and it has a really nice neutral grid print, ledger print on the back if I want to go in that particular direction. And again, because I don't have a whole lot of embellishments, I pulled a lot of this from paper pad. I pulled out the cut-apart sheet, which is the back of the pink polka dot as well, so that I can cut those up and use those as embellishments. So same manufacturer, same designer, Shimelle, and a little bit different, but I'm hoping I can make it work for me. And then lastly, I tried to find that periwinkle blue in my stash. It's not a very common color, or maybe it's getting more common. It wasn't. But I found a paper pad, those hot buy pads that we all buy from Michaels that we buy and collect and don't use very often. But I did find this one, and so this seemed to be that same blue periwinkle color. It's not a light pink, it's more of a salmon peachy pink, but I think I can make that work. As far as tone-on-tones, I found a few. I found this one that's sort of a watercolor whitewash, this one that has a doily pattern on it, and this one that has a flower print on it. I couldn't find cameras, and the paper pads are somewhat limited in the patterns that they give you, but I did find this one that gives me options as a cut apart and also maybe as a border strip or something like that. And then if I wanted to just have a ready-made background, easily done, found this one that has the corners decorated. I think I could use that very easily to pull together a layout quite quickly, so I'm excited to give that a try. As far as the tone-on-tone pink on the back, I found this one that's sort of that peachy pink, but a lot of gray tones as a neutral. And then this one that has a rose gold foil text on it, and this one that is a smaller version of this print on a peachy color, and then again a whitewash pink background. Stripes were hard to come by, they just didn't exist, but I found this one that gives me a little more of that rose gold foiling and a different pattern. This one that's just a very nice neutral in the dark tones. And again, not a lot of embellishments for these collections, so I went ahead and pulled 2 cut apart sheets. So try to find something in the periwinkle blue range. That's what I pulled. So I hope you play along with me this month. It should be exciting. I am excited to give it a shot. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I look forward to sharing my layouts with you as I get them done. Thanks and have a great day, peeps.